Yeah,
Or like,
exactly.
I mean, is that what that is?
Yeah. No, that like imagine this. You and your wife, you've been happily married for many years now. What if you just at some point, you were like, you know what? I'm just not going to pay the bills anymore. I'm not going to worry about paying the bills. I'm not going to worry about holding up my end of the marriage bargain. But I still expect you as my wife to, keep the house, take care of the kids, do all those things. But I'm just not going to do my part. Like, nobody would be like, oh yeah, cool. Okay. Let's do that. No, nobody.
I get it. I get it. I sit there and, oh my God, Trump dissed NATO. First of all, Trump didn't diss NATO. He was at a rally in South Carolina, right? And
He's
he puts
NATO for years, though. I mean, that's not new.
Well, excuse me. Under the Trump presidency, remember, he put them on notice, and then they all started paying their bills. They were far more delinquent before then. Now, supposedly, they're going to start paying their bills. But if I'm going to look, I think he's a smart guy. Look, you can say what you want about Trump. He is a street smart guy. If I'm going to put that message out there, right? I'm going to put that message out there. You're sort of firing a shot across their bow that says, hey, new team on deck. And if I'm back in the White House, different order. And does anybody forget? Russia goes into Crimea during Obama.
Yeah.
Russia goes into Ukraine during Biden.
Robert.
I think there was a president in between the two. I'm missing something.
Robert. They were all born yesterday. I don't know if you know this. Not only were they born yesterday, they fell off the turnip truck yesterday, and time only started 5 minutes ago. Okay. So this is one of those times where I go, are you stupid or are you evil? Like you people, like
make a choice. Pick
you
one.
have to be so ignorant of history to say this stuff, or you have to have a ulterior motive.
They have a political
you know what I'm
agenda,
saying?
but got it. And to me, it's outrageous. And I'd really, it's been a while. I'm going to segue really hard. We're going to tack left really hard, or maybe we should tack right. But,
okay.
So
let's do it.
It's the outrage. It's always my go-to, which is where's the outrage? I look through the news as I always do, and we're going to sort of get a little light, but it's still where's the outrage. So you've heard of Tiffany, what is her name? Henyard.
Oh,
she is the mayor. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, folks. So a mayor of a small town in Illinois happens to be black, right? She's black mayor. She's the youngest. She's the first woman or something like that, or
fancy.
First whatever. And there's 20,000 people in the town. The average income in that town is $20,000 or $24,000 per person. She's drawn a $300,000 salary. She's using the police as her private bodyguards.
Private
She's charging
security
a couple
detail.
$100,000 in dinners and everything, right? And you wonder why, Ben Franklin said, you tend to get the type of representative government you deserve. When confronted with this is what Mayor of Dolton, Illinois, Democratic Mayor Tiffany Henyard said. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves because y'all are black. And you'll forgive the Southern drawl. I'm not doing it while I'm a Jersey boy. Y'all are black. And they call her glamorous. And y'all are sitting up here beating and attacking a black woman that's in power. I mean, is there any more naked play of a race card?
Oh, yeah.
You're only coming after me because I'm black? No, we're coming after you because you are spending, we're $500,000 in debt in a small town.
Of 20,000 people.
Of 20,000
people.
Where's the outrage?
It's so, okay, so Robert.
Where's the outrage?
I have to give a shout out to friend of the channel, Sean Fitzgerald. You guys go check out Actual Justice Warrior on YouTube. He's done a bunch of videos on this. And it's it is worse. First, how can you, if you're black, how do you play the race card on a bunch of other black people? So is everyone in your town a race trader now?
They're all Uncle Toms and they're, I don't know, paying homage to the white overlords. I don't know.
And
it's
apparently
ridiculous.
Apparently if you're black, it's okay to steal from people and you're not supposed to say anything about it, and saying anything about it makes you racist.
But look, a serious note here. If a white man kills a black man, it's all over the news, but black on black crime, and there have been plenty of people who have documented this way more than I ever have, is so underreported in this country. Violence within the black community, amongst the black community, within the black community is not reported on. It's the same thing here. So here's a black woman who's a mayor. And if I had a picture, I'd put it up. I mean, she's quite the glamour puss, right? She's she's all dolled up. Oh, there's the picture.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
She's young,
and
if you see like
she's attractive. She's a glamour puss. She wears fur coats. Right?
Oh yeah, where's the one with the fur coat? I saw that. Here you go. She's got a fur coat on.
Right, that's the one.
And she's got all of these billboards that she's put up with taxpayer funds that are basically campaign ads. And so she is awful. She is a terrible human being. There was literally a police officer. So you said they're using she's using the police as private security,
personal security details, 6 of them, and there's crime. There's rising crime, and one of the village trustees, to his credit, one of the village trustees basically, because she called them out, and they said, well, of course there's a rise in private crime in crime because the police in town are your personal bodyguards or private security details, so they're not out policing the streets. But wait a minute, so $67,000 on trips to Austin, Atlanta, New York City, flying first class. She spent 10 grand at the Four Seasons in Atlanta. She spent 13 grand for her and her detail, the Marriott Marquis. The average median income is $24,000. She's got $23,000 in restaurant charges. So I sit there and just go, and they're they're not $500,000 in debt to town. The town is $5 million in debt, according to this article. And you sit there and go, so here's my closing thought on this. To the citizens,
20,000 people.
Yeah, I got it. To the citizens of Dolton, Illinois, if you don't bounce this woman from office, you are clearly dolts. That's DOLTS. You heard it here first. I mean, she's elected with 83%, and then all of a sudden she's like, I just sit there and go,
oh yeah,
I don't get it.
My favorite part of the story was one of the police officers on her detail had something like in 1 2-week paycheck over 330 hours. It was literally more hours than there are 24 hours in the day. And it's like, okay, so this police officer worked 24 hours a day guarding you, and then also more hours than what were hours in the wow. So yeah,
look, maybe he's a full service security detail officer.
Oh, hey,
I just anything, just saying, right?
So
I'm gonna get in trouble. Let's move on. Because it's one of those, it's a spicy day today.
It is. Let's do it. What else?
So now, and we also have to sort of go out. I left my heart in San Francisco. I'm just I didn't leave my wallet or anything else. But San Francisco is also in the news, and most people don't. Again, we try to bring you stuff, folks, that we read all this crap all the time. So, but where's the outrage? So San Francisco is being sued. They have this guaranteed income program, but you can only, they're giving you, if you're transgender, $1,000 a month or $1,250, and if you're indigenous, so they have these 3 different programs that if you apply online and you check off that you're white, you are automatically disqualified. So the 3, right, only in San Francisco. So they're called the Black Economic Equity Movement, and they hand out $500 to young Black Bay Area residents. There is the Guaranteed Income for Trans People, which pays you $1,200 a month. Can I identify as like trans? Lesbian, trans, Black, and like I live in San Francisco, even though I don't.
Yes.
Works for me. And the Abundant Birth Project gives you $1,000 a month. But it says if you apply and you are Caucasian or you are not one of those ethnic classes, you are disqualified. First of all, it's taxpayer money, which makes me crazy. Where's the outrage, folks? But is that not racist? What am I missing? How is that not racism?
So correct me if I'm wrong, Robert. Okay, you may know better than I do.
Doubtful.
But I was pretty sure that there was a law passed that said something like you can't discriminate in public services. I'm trying to think, what was that? What was that law called? What was that? Something like
Okay.
Civil Rights Act?
The Civil Rights Act.
Was that it?
Yeah. Well, hey, What can I tell you? What can I tell you?
How is that not against the law?
Well, the whole thing of law, right? And after the show last week, a woman emailed me about, hey, where's the law about Texas being able to secede? And I said, look, there's no law that says they can, and there's no law that specifically says they can't, right? It's subject to interpretation. The only thing that's clear is there is no legally established means for secession. And then you get into sort of,
no precedent.
Well, you get into Article 10, you get into the 10th Amendment, that kind of thing. And then you get into the Civil War, then I think 1869, Texas versus White, all that stuff. But the point is here, that's the same thing. You have to enforce the law. First, there has to be a law. There is. But then you have to force it, number two. And then you have to abide by it. And which that's sort of where
might be asking too much, Robert.
Well, but Ericka, look, I've certainly argued that if you want to radically transform society, like before we are before we're a democracy, which we're not, we're a constitutional republic. Yeah. Before you're a constitutional republic, we are a nation of laws. You're the last line of defense, right? If you want to radically transform society, you go after the laws. And if you want to go after the laws to change them or ignore them, we're going to get to Hawaii in a second, right? You radically transform, right? You go after the laws, you ignore the laws, or you change the laws, and then you go after the people that enforce the laws. Yeah. And then once you have sort of gutted man's laws or ignored them to the point where they become irrelevant, we're only going to selectively follow the laws we want to. Yeah. Then you go after God's laws and you convince people there are more than two genders. There's Minotaur, there's, whatever it is you are.
Yes.
What am I missing?
I'm a pea person, like a pea pod.
What are you?
I'm a pea pod. I'm a pea.
So
pea podder.
Can I be a potted plant? No, I can just sit there.
I want to be a Black Hawk helicopter.
Is that racist? Is there a White Hawk? Is there a White Hawk helicopter? I mean, shouldn't there be both?
Can I be a trans helicopter?
Darling, you can be whatever it is you want to be. Because this is America, right? You can be what you want to be.
It's so much nonsense all of the time, Robert. I just can't even handle it.
I got it. So yeah, I just sit there and you go, I mean, you can't make this stuff up, but the selective application of the law, and that's my issue, is they're supposed to be, and we're going to, folks, get to the whole Biden nonsense. I mean, if you think you've heard everything about Biden and the classified docs scandal, you haven't. Stay tuned. But we'll get to that. But there's either one set of laws for all of us or there isn't. I mean, there's supposed to be one nation under God, right? It's supposed to be one set of laws. Yep. Somewhere along the line, we have now gotten to sort of designer laws. Well, I'm only going to listen to the laws that I want to listen to. And it probably started with, Ericka, it's 24/7 news.
That's right.
Because now people only listen to the news that reinforces what they already think. And they are opposed to outside ideas of American exceptionalism, which is supposed to be a big tent. And I'm giving you a segue since we're getting the high sign.